This is a podcast inspired by escapism, which is the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy. Escape with us. Not just when you want distraction from unpleasant realities, but when you want to join friends who share similar thoughts, similar dreams, who seek and get their escape. The wind is blowing and the sails are set. Welcome to the I.Escape Odyssey podcast. This is The Great Escape speaking. So now, how about we escape? Up, everyone, let's rock. So today's episode is a special one, having an interview with Cary Middleton. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I am good. So there's a few questions I wanted to ask that I think pretty much is just something that we want to find out about with so many people. What inspires them, what got them started, all these great things. And we'll be starting off with the first question. When did you start drawing and what got you into it?
As far as drawing, if you ask my mom, she'll tell you I was drawing before I could walk or talk. So I've been doing it all my life. It's just something that was given to me by, the man upstairs himself. And what got me into it, just something I always loved to do. Being able to create, put something down on paper, just always amazed me. Of course, as I grew older, I had inspirational artists out there that I got to see. Jack Kirby, Jack Kirby being one. But of course, as I got older and really understood comics, more or less, and cartoons, they were my bigger influences were those such as Kevin Eastman, creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, just a lot of the heavy hitters in the industry today really influenced my wanting to be a creative mind.
That's perfect. I actually remember when in my last podcast, I did a late introduction, and one thing I said on there was I was essentially born with a sketchbook and notebook, but don't ask how it got up there. And it was, I made like a similar joke about that. But let's see. So you already covered who your favorite artists were, who really inspired you to get into drawing, even more so. What all types of things do you use to draw?
I mean, I can draw any. I'm not gonna say any. I can draw any and almost everything someone puts in front of me, or I can come up with a lot of things just off the top of my head. I mean, there's just so much in there that wants to get out. So it's finding this space to come through these fingers and come out on a piece of paper as I draw it out. So I mean, whatever's on my mind, I'll draw. Anyone asks, for the most part, request wise, I can probably pull out too. So just to have the ability to create and put a smile on someone's face sometimes is just enough for me.
Perfect. That shows how much passion you have behind it, and that how much love you really show towards your artwork and what really makes it true art and not just something for money,
Right.
What would you say would be your favorite utensils for drawing, like certain types of pens and pencils and stuff?
Honestly, I'm a traditional type of guy, so I mean, I actually have adapted to the cool erasable pencils. So any colors, blue, red, green, are some of the ones I have now that I use to start my pieces, and then I'll switch over to a nice mechanical pencil for more definition lines. And then, of course, you have your Micron and Prismacolor line, multi-liners. And that's more or less if I'm doing a true traditional piece. If not, I'll use the cool erase pencils and rough out everything and then switch over to digital using Manga Studio, which I love. My favorite for inking and whatnot, for inking my pieces and then coloring, of course. I stay true blue to Photoshop.
Very nice. I've been favoring Prismacolor a lot. Mechanical pencils, I definitely favor as well as far as just penciling anything in general. I still go between the two, whether it's just a standard number 2 pencil, but I always find myself, whenever I want to resupply, I always find myself going back to the mechanical. Because what you were saying too, that was right, especially with precision. You have all those different leads, 0.5, what was that? I think there was a 0.2 for lead. It was...
Yeah, I think they started like 0.2, and I think the thickest you get might be a 1.
Whoa.
And I know I've seen I believe I've seen 0.2, 0.5, 0.7.
Oh, yeah.
But I believe there may be a 1, which is probably the thickest you'll get, because other than that, you might as well just go to a standard pencil.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of annoying sometimes, because for a while, all I would ever find were the 7s, but that's because I wasn't shopping in art stores. I was
gotta shop around. Shop around, or it's either you find your local art supply store, which most cases would be for most places Michaels.
Yeah.
But even there, sometimes they're very limited. So a lot of times just order online. That's the best bet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Cause where would I go? There were a few times where I went to the dollar store and then I would go to like Walmart, for instance, to find some. But that's the standard for the mechanical pencils, the 7, as far as non-art stores go. Even the art section in Walmart, it's nice. They've updated over the years, but definitely Michaels and online are definitely your best spots to go to.
Yeah, definitely.
You said you use the pencils. You use the blue ones for.
They're called Cool Erase. They're actually Prisma pencils.
Oh, those nice.
Yeah, but they're Cool Erase. And pretty much I like them because when you scan, depending on how heavy you draw, a lot of the underlines don't show. Because it's kind of like a photo pencil. So
yeah.
I've gotten in. I started out with the blues, and then an art friend of mine named James Brown, he introduced me to the reds, so I grabbed some reds, and then
I was thinking of the singer.
my other buddy, Sean Galloway, better known in the industry as Cheeks.
Oh yeah.
I seen him using green, so I had to go test out some green. So I actually have some. Those are probably the main colors I use. I mean, I don't think I can use any unless it's like a darker color. Then I'll probably mess around like for fun, purple, something like that along those lines. Especially depending on who I'm drawing. Like if someone says, "Oh, can you if I'm doing a layout?"
Yeah.
And I want to defer my characters by colors. Like, if I'm doing let's say an Avengers piece, I'm gonna do Cap in blue, Hulk in red. I mean green. What?
Well, you wouldn't be wrong because the Red Hulk was in the Avengers at one point.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, if I'm trying to be traditional and keep it original, just to lay them out, Hulk in green, Cap in blue, Iron Man in red, Hawkeye in purple, just along those lines. Say, okay, I want to kind of just I know when I'm doing it. Where once I get it on digital, I know who they are, but it's just say, okay, these are who you're doing. So
yeah,
kind of helps you depict sometimes between what you're drawing. Because also I've noticed a lot of artists use mostly the blue and the red because what they'll do is draw out their character, most of the main lines in blue, and then kind of depict the shading and shadowing in red.
Yeah, that makes sense. Matter of fact, those kind of pencils for a while, all I ever found were the red ones. Even though I knew about the blues for the longest time, but I could never find them. And of course, the light bulb didn't appear over my head to look online for the blue ones. Yeah. So for a while, I always used the red, and I noticed that I would always use that for just anything really, just the basic concept of whatever I was drawing. and no matter what, it was always so hard to get rid of the red lines whenever I would scan something in and mess around with it in Photoshop.
Right, yeah, but you gotta make sure, because there's a lot of red pixels out there, but you gotta make sure it's the cool erase.
Yeah.
It's easier to erase.
I'm actually about to write that down too.
And then also the best place I buy mine from, honestly, is Amazon online.
Yeah, that's where I get most of mine too, for just where I do most of my shopping online, at least.
I mean, you can get a pack of 12 for a good, like, maybe a little under $10. So
not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Have you tried it's a, I forget if it's gel or not, but it's like a white gel pen, white ink.
Yeah, I have a few of those. Matter of fact, I can tell you. Let me see. Is mine? Yes, right here. There's a few different ones out there.
Yeah.
The most popular ones are the ones made via Japan.
Yeah.
They're actually called like jelly pens. But I know a lot of artists, they'll use those to outline characters after they're pretty much done their pieces. Mine are jelly roll. That's what it's called, a jelly roll. Mine is a jelly roll 08.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I got that same one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, none of you guys are going to see this, but yeah, I'm actually showing it my pen. I actually have a few of them.
Yeah.
I kind of like to stock up when, especially art supplies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't have to re-up too soon, but I got a few of those. I definitely need to get back into using them. So I will be going back to doing my sketch card, a lot of my sketch card pieces, and using those for the like I said, give that good definition in your piece when working at. So
I've been trying to use that a bit more too, but most of my sketches I've been trying to find ways where I could use them more so, because I'm trying to get more colored paper instead of just using the traditional white, so I can use that white a bit more, you know?
Well, yeah, and when you would use that, really is like your highlight areas.
Yeah.
You know, where okay, there's definitely gonna be some light here, and it's really gonna show in the white. Kind of use it there. To really show the definition, maybe in some shadow with highlight around it and hair and things like that.
It really excels. I do know there was certain black coloring it won't do too well on. I forget which one, but there was a marker I was using. I think it was a type of Sharpie where it wasn't, because I waited until it dried, but it still wasn't going over it as much as I was hoping. It was still it wasn't as fresh with the line. It was kind of just like fading, kind of mixing in with the black still.
I don't know. Maybe I'll test it out. I haven't really tried that, because usually when I color, I'm using if I'm using traditional, I'm using the Prisma markers. Yeah. So usually Prisma markers and Copic markers don't have an issue, I guess, with the jelly roll pens.
That's
so
probably why.
I'll test that myself just to see what happens.
Do you have a preference between the two kind of markers, or is it kind of like a in between?
Honestly, I only have Prismas. I've played with Copic. I would love to have some Copic.
Yeah.
But right now, it's not possible. So.
Right, that price tag. Ooh.
Yeah, the price tag. But also nowadays with these digital apps, like I have Sketchbook Pro, which also that automatically has a plugin for Copic colors. So
whoa.
The Copic colors, the brushes, their tips, all that. So it's kind of cool.
I'm writing that down now.
I actually want to play with Sketchbook Pro with the coloring, especially when you want to give it that kind of marker type look. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then like I said, I don't do too much traditional coloring anyway, but hoping to be on the con scene soon. So when someone wants an actual commission right there and then physically done, in one color, you got to color those markers. So
definitely. So with the Comic-Con, what with the next one you plan on attending to, what do you want to bring to the table with the next one you attend?
Well, attending. I won't have a table or anything. I will be attending.
Okay.
Just pretty much walking around, checking out a lot of my artist friends for the most part. Picking brains.
Definitely fun part.
Next one, the one I actually attend as an artist in Artist Alley. I really want to present original stuff,
right?
Original content. Not to say I won't do traditional, characters that are established out here, Spider-Mans and things like that. But I also want to present like, hey, I am a creator. I create my own characters. These are my characters here. This is my product. So please take a look. If you like it, support. Because I find today a lot of artists are they have the ideas. They have the means. It's just when you go to these Comic Cons, everybody wants the mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
The Spider-Mans, the Batmans, the Supermans. Not a knock against those guys. I give salute. And I have nothing but love for Marvel and DC. Image and everyone, all the other mainstream studios. But now there are a lot of studios and comic companies out there that are pushing the foreground. And I want to just be one of those people that creates my own lane, but and known for my talents with my properties, along with being able to do your mainstream. So
yes,
that's the main focus. And I try and tell a lot of artists I know, like, hey, not saying stay away from the mainstream, but hey, start to focus on your own stuff, because at the end of the day, it's got to be about you and not the mainstream. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is. Everyone knows who Batman is. No one knows who your character is, so you got to start putting it out there. And that's what I plan to do come 2017, is to have more of my content out, at least online, to be viewed, or so people ask questions like, hey, who's this character? What are they about?
Yeah.
And kind of get a fan base on with my stuff.
That is one of the unfortunate things with Comic-Con too, at least with the Steel City one that I attend in Pittsburgh. There are a lot of the Artist Alley was filled with mainly DC and Marvel characters. You would see a few original, see a few artists doing their original content, or maybe them doing Marvel or DC characters but have their original stuff to the side. But not many were really fleshing out their characters or stories or whatnot that was separate from it, which is understandable because they want to attract them with the mainstream and see what they can do with it. And then it's like, hey, by the way, this is what I do other than that.
Right. Well, that's why I have a lot of respect for my buddy, my friend, my brother, Anthony Piper, creator of Trinity. Like, he went on a whim, took popular characters based out of DC's universe, flipped the script on them, turned them into a parody, and now it's a love-hate relationship with him. He's taking it's just crazy because it's so original, but at the same time, people, it's like people are scared to me, like to accept a change.
Yeah.
It's like he's not taking shots at anyone, and he's not taking shots at DC. He's not taking shots at Marvel. He's just having fun with these characters that resemble the DC mainline, but change them up enough to where they are his. I mean, he's got everything copywritten, licensed, and everything like that. So he's been cleared for that. So no one can go after him for his characters. So it's just people accepting these characters. Like you have Sparrow, who originally started out as Joe Robin, which basically is a black kid. It started out as just a black kid with Batman took on a black kid to be a Robin. Mm-hmm. And this is before I believe DC even came up with the concept of doing like the We Are Robin, and introducing a black Robin. From my understanding, if he did, hey, thumbs up to DC. But he just flipped the script, just having fun, and it just took on like wildfire. And people asked for other characters and other characters, so he just said, hey, we're gonna make this happen. And here's Cheerlead today. It's a popular. I love the series. I mean, can't go wrong. It's humorous. It deals with current. It's like it's the Boondocks meets the comic world. Well, I'm not gonna say that because the Boondocks started out as a comic.
Yeah.
But it's like the Boondocks meets cosplay, and now you know they're dressed up as these characters, but they're all original characters. Like not like you know you got Spreezy, you got Black Man, which is your Batman. You got Swole Man, who is your Superman. You got Wandisha, who's your Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Quiver, like, bruh, like that can go on thing with these characters.
I love that.
Anyone interested hearing this, man, go to TrillLeague.com. Go and support this brother, man. He's out here grinding, doing his thing with Trill League. He has the Black Book available, which basically is the dictionary, the encyclopedia, you could say, for the series thus far, with some of the characters, their backgrounds. A lot of the drops he did up to like maybe for like the last 2.5 years. He's still doing drops. He's still doing those, but you know he's grinding, man. So shout out to my brother Anthony Piper, man, for doing this thing with the Trail League.
That is a beautiful thing, especially when you have that's when you have something where you don't take it too serious. You have it's with parodies. It's always I mean, even with comics in general, people shouldn't ever be afraid to just have fun with them, make them goofy. It doesn't have to always be dark and serious. I mean, the beginning of the comic era, that's all it was. It was goofy, tongue-in-cheek stuff. The beginning of Superman, Batman, that's what they were. I mean,
the thing was, once they started taking on, you know, personalities of their own, and they wanted to kind of bring in real life events, then they started getting serious. Now, let's look at it though. Today, that's what people want: more action, more realism, and that's what comics are going to give you. That's why I feel as though comics keep doing these reboots, because they're like, all right, we kind of threw ourselves off. Let's kind of respin it and start again and start anew. That's why I believe DC did Rebirth, and Marvel has done with the whole battleground thing, blew up the Earth, and now it's all one
right.
Earth.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so I just believe when they do this stuff, they're really trying to fix things, especially after over so many years. You got to realize both Marvel and DC has so many different universes for their characters. It was crazy. It's like, how many Spider-Mans are you going to have under your belt, and then come and find out they're different Peter Parkers in different timelines on different Earths. The same thing with your Batman and Superman. So they just said, all right, we're just going to make everything one to make it easier. Because in a way, it makes it easier on everyone at your studio that's working. So, you know, I like the whole concept. We just have to see where they go with it.
Yeah, when you have Infinite Crisis with DC, among other mixtures between the universes, and then what was the Spider-Man one? It was
I forget the Spider-Man one, but I know which one you're talking about, where it's like Spider Island, I think it was.
Well, that was one of them, when pretty much everyone was given Spider-Man's powers, but there was another one where they had all the different multiverse Spider-Man coming together to fight a common evil. Like, there was this group of people who were taking them down.
It was like, they just had, Spider-Verse?
Yeah, Spider-Verse, that's what it is. Yeah, they had, I think Spider-Gwen was introduced into that one and finally met the actual Peter Parker.
Broke off, and now she's on her own. And but that's something else I don't like. Like, Spider-Gwen was cool. It was just another introduction to another Spider-Man. It was like a Spider-Man at a different time. Like, that was kind of like in a different universe. But now she's broken into this one. But now, like, they're doing Gwenpool. I don't get it. Like, why Gwenpool?
Yeah, that was weird. The design I like, but it's really random, and I like random. Don't get me wrong, but that was just like, why is that?
Like, y'all about to have everything going with Deadpool. You know, not to say Deadpool wasn't exciting already, but now with the success of the movie, you know, part 2 already in the works.
Right.
You know, more fan base coming for Deadpool. You know, even though Marvel doesn't have the movie rights, but what does that do for your comic sales? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They're still winning.
Now you're going to throw people off with a Gwenpool. Like, is she? Because I haven't read anything with her. I just seen. I was like, okay, what is this Gwenpool? Like, we had Stacey Gwen as Spider-Man. She was Spider Gwen. Now she's Gwenpool. What's next? The Incredible Gwen. Like, you gotta stop somewhere. Like, you can't have Gwen be everybody. Because technically, Gwen Stacy at one point died. Now I understand y'all bring her back. She's alive. Now she, like, I like her as Spider Gwen. Let's leave it at that. Spider Gwen is awesome. I love that series.
Definitely.
I actually love everything with the Spider series. Where the whole Spider family, I should say, like, Silk is great. I think Spider Woman. Like, I'm still kind of on the ropes with her because now I think she's pregnant or about to have a baby or something.
Yeah.
How that work, I don't know. But let's just keep Gwen in that Spider universe because that's where she was at in the beginning. Now you're trying to branch off into other characters' realms. We have Deadpool for that. Deadpool is that mercenary just hops everywhere. Let Deadpool be that guy for Marvel. No one else. That's Deadpool's thing. So, we just have to see what happens when the next movie come out for Deadpool. Hopefully there's no hints of Spider-Gwen in there. Which I doubt because, like I said, it's all Fox. So Fox has all that control on that. But we'll see. I mean, it's just crazy with comics right now. And that's why I said, well, I see a lot of the guys I admire, I call friends, being independent and creating their own lanes. Well, I need to kind of jump in that lane as well. So
I feel the same way with my stuff. Actually, random thought. I had this idea where in the Infinity War with Marvel, I thought it'd be really funny if while the characters are fighting him and he's just zapping around with his gauntlet, if he just hits random characters at one point, like with Spider-Man, he gets hit and out of nowhere he's Spider-Gwen, then he's Spider-Man 2099. Same thing happens with Iron Man, different versions of all these characters. I thought that'd be pretty funny. Or at least happened with Spider-Man.
Well, at least you gotta look at it like this. All the Iron Men have always been Tony for the most part.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, I think now they have
now
there's a new one, but
Riri Williams,
yeah,
and now it's Iron Heart. It's not Iron Man. I like the comic series will still be called Iron Man, I guess, for the time being. But she's, she kind of it's something with the reason for the arc reactor in Tony's chest was basically it was his heart. Yeah. I think it's something similar or along those lines for her. So like they're changing her name to Ironheart.
I like that.
So look, I had to tip my hat off to Marvel because these guys are trying to be very diverse with characters right now. Mm-hmm. Especially in a time of the madness we're living in right now. They're like trying to show support in their own way.
Right.
With the characters of ethnicity, whether it's Black, Asian, Hispanic, I love it. I support it. But also it's just a fresh change, a fresh take on the comic world. It's something I felt those needed a long time ago.
Exactly.
Hopefully DC sees it and takes it. Does the same. I know we have Cyborg, but I still feel as though there's limits to Cyborg when it comes to the Justice League. Like, he's supposed to be the seventh member, but you rarely see him or he's rarely talked about. So I see they're trying to do it with the movie, but with the comics, there's so much you can do, so much you can give. So I'm liking this image that Marvel's giving with the with the ethnicity and their characters now. So shout out to Riri Williams, Ironheart, Miles Morales, who started it all off to be for the new generation. Because I know we had Cloak, we had Blade, but for this new generation of heroes, we got Miles Morales, Riri Williams, Ironheart, Sam Wilson is Captain America.
Oh yeah.
They brought back, Iron Fist, Empowerment, or Luke Cage.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait for that series to start on Netflix at the end of the month of September. That's gonna be dope. So yeah, we got a lot to look forward to from Marvel. So
it's good that they're doing that. It shows it definitely shows a good change because there's unlimited potential to be acquired when you reach out into these different variations like that.
Yeah, you of support. Then that had not saying like I love Peter Parker, but I mean when Miles came in the game, I was like, whoa, this kid he's not just black, he's black and Hispanic.
Yeah. Same with Miguel O'Hara with Spider-Man 2099.
He was Irish and Hispanic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta remember a lot of these spider characters were a lot of clones from Peter Parker. So
that's true too. Like Kane.
You had
I think he was the Scarlet Spider or something, right?
Scarlet Spider-Man. You had Ben Reilly.
Right.
He was another one of the Spider-Man. So I mean, it's just now that you don't have to be clones of Peter now to be part of the Spider family.
Right.
Okay, you're Miles Morales and you're Gwen Stacy and I forget Spider-Woman's name right now.
I forget. There was a Spider-Woman and a Spider-Girl, I think.
Yeah, there's Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, which Spider-Girl is technically his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember her first name, but she's a Parker, but that's her bloodline. So, unless they switched it up, but I like the change. I like the change and the diversity. Even though with some series, it's like, okay, I don't think I should have went there. But.
Right. Yeah, everybody gets one, I think, at least. At least one.
Yeah, at least one or two, depending on who you are. So you get a couple. You get a couple.
Especially them. It's that's something I learned personally too when looking at these different things, because every time I would think about something, I'm like, oh man, I like this idea. I want to work on this now. And I would go between different story ideas, then new characters would be created. I'm thinking, I love the variety here, but I can work with variety with a smaller cast of characters and just mash them together, take these two characters, make them one character, and just make it even more appealing. Instead of having all these different characters that may appear once or twice in the series, as opposed to making them one character and then have them appear throughout the whole series and have them more favored instead of being forgotten because they were maybe one story like that.
But it just depends on how you go, because I mean, it's also a way to introduce a character without, trying to come up with a story.
Yeah.
See how the fans take to that character. You know what I'm saying?
That too.
You can create a character, try and do a story arc for it, and no one even likes it. To where, okay, you slowly introduce this character in an established book.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, think about it. It's like Venom. When Venom first came, who would have thought fans would have took on to Venom the way they did?
Right.
To the point where he started getting his own series. So a lot of these characters that have their own series now, you got to remember, at one point or another, were not originally probably meant to have their own series, but the fans asked for it, and you give the fans what they want.
Exactly. I mean, even Spider-Man almost didn't happen because of Stan Lee's editor, I believe, didn't want a hero named Spider-Man because people don't like spiders.
Right, but it's like if he's gonna have spider powers, he has to have a name to go with it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember it sounded a lot better than what he was thinking of. I remember there was an interview he was talking about where he was thinking of different things this character could have. Like, he was just random insect names like Flyman and just other random ones. And I thought, yeah, Spider-Man, definitely the better one. It somehow mixed together very well, even though when you think of spiders, it's like, okay, but yeah.
But it's also the way, the creation of his costume, everything just
that too
perfectly.
Yeah.
So the
design behind it too was definitely a game changer as well. That was the super big cherry on top to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I have about 2 more questions. The second to last one is, what would you suggest for people starting off who maybe want to get into drawing but may be unsure of what style to go to or what to just try in general?
I would say honestly, draw. Just draw. You'll find your niche. You'll find your rhythm. You'll find your style. You'll find yourself for the most part. I mean, if you really look at a lot of artists' work today, we're all influenced from somebody. We all take a little bit from somebody here, somebody there, to where eventually we merge enough styles to where it becomes our style.
Yes.
So, that's like Ryan Benjamin. He's done a lot of work with DC. He's done a lot of work for himself. He's done some video game stuff. But if you look at his style, you can tell it's very, very Jim Lee influenced, but it's not Jim Lee. You can tell he's done some things in his studying of anatomy, because you got to remember, there's a time, like, you can tell artists growing up that we read, like your Todd McFarlane's, your Jim Lee's, a lot of these guys that Rob Liefeld, that guy probably didn't have the greatest sense of anatomy, but he's one of the biggest comic artists out there. Like, let's be real. Like, you can go, like, to this day, there's certain things you'll notice he still does the same. But it's Rob Liefeld. He's an originator to the popular era of comics when McFarlane, and Jim Lee, Larson all left Marvel to start Image. So, your style is going to come. Please believe that. Your style will come. Just start mimicking the things you like. If you're into anime, start drawing a lot of anime. If you like a traditional Americanized comic art, do that. But eventually you'll say, well, what will happen if I merge this with this?
Exactly.
And a lot of people, there might be people out there that's not knowing what you're doing, and that style becomes your style. And you can make it become popular. Even if your style, sometimes it's good to be considered, oh my God, you draw just like such and such. Knowing that you're a fan of them, but at the same time, that's a good, and at times that's a good thing, because you never know. Your favorite artist may be looking for people to work in their exact style. Right. You submit some work, and now you're working with your favorite artist because they need help with projects they're doing and just need an extra pair of hands. Now you're working with this guy getting paid because you mimic his style so accurately. So I would say never draw, believe in your talents, never give up, never be daring. Right. Never be daring to try something new, something different, because you never know what'll happen.
Very strong words. It's all true. I mean, everything was inspired by something else, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all have that tendency to take something, and as artists we build upon it and maybe mix it with something else, like you said before, and create something new out of it.
Right. And I'm not saying steal somebody's stuff.
Right.
Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. Don't steal.
Right.
Stealing is wrong, kids. But mimic. There's a difference in mimicking, because I don't want you to go tracing this person's work.
Right. Yeah, don't do that.
If you freehand it, there's a difference. If you can freehand it and get it looking like theirs, then you're an artist. But if you're going through, finding their work, going through Photoshop, tracing it, and doing whatever, then that's stealing. And that's just wrong. So, no, I'm not talking about stealing. I'm actually talking about mimicking and transitioning your hand to be very similar to your favorite artist. Because someone will probably say, "Oh, well, Cary Middleton says the like you." No, I said be like. I ain't say steal his art. No, I ain't saying steal that art. No. Please don't do that.
Like, we don't want to get in trouble.
Nope, I'm not trying to get in trouble.
And it's even that too. When you make it your own, you have this empowerment, because it's an accomplishment. You made something that most likely hasn't been done before.
Exactly. And please excuse the noise, folks. I'll take care of some stuff while being interviewed. I do have responsibilities here in my home. So
Multitasking.
yeah, I gotta multitask. People gotta multitask.
That's actually, I mean, that's what I've been having issues with too, as far as finding the right style. I am getting closer to it as I'm developing my new book, but I'm realizing that I want to focus more on a style where it's a bit more cartoony, similar to like a mixture of Samurai Jack, Steven Universe, and a few others, but not as exaggerated as, say, Steven Universe.
Right.
But
well, I mean, if you really watch Steven Universe, like I told people, to me, Steven Universe is very anatomy, like anatomic. It's more appealing to the eye as far as anatomy goes. Where like
yeah,
so like Clarence, like okay, you should never find somebody with a square head.
right.
Man, I mean,
that's a tumor.
Shows amusing, but let's be real, you're not gonna find somebody with a square head. And if you do, Lord, please bless that person. But,
yeah, they got something wrong.
Yeah, but other than that, you're not going to find somebody with a square head. You're not going to find, some of the shapes that they're... I mean, it's fun because it's exaggerated.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
You can tell they really exaggerated the anatomy. But, I mean, like even with Samurai Jack, if you really look at it, no one's jaws that super square, but...
Right. Had that rectangle head going on.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that when you look at, like, someone that draws, like, Bruce Timm, everyone knows Bruce Timm work.
Yeah.
Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series. That his style to depict his heroes from villains was with shapes and building. But you have to remember, though, too, his anatomy was on point.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, his Batman had the square jaw, where his villains, for the most part, always had, like, pointed edges.
Oh,
yeah. Really study them.
Yeah.
Like, you could always tell a bad guy from a good guy in these shows. That's why I like, even with comics, I mean, that's why I kind of go towards a more cartoonic style myself, because you can do that type of stuff being very cartoonic, where with being true to anatomy, you can't, but you can blend the two worlds.
Yeah.
Never forget that. Those two worlds can be build up your character with well done anatomy, but then have fun with it. To show that, hey, I understand anatomy, but also know how to have fun with it.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say too. The most important thing, for the most part, when you draw, because there's gonna be days when you don't want to draw, but you want to at least get the practice in.
Look here, if you want to be an artist,
right?
There's no days off to draw.
Right.
I'm sorry. Look, even if it's only for 5 minutes, you doodle something.
Yeah, exactly.
Get an idea out your head. You should never. If you get to the point now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to let you guys know something. There was a point in my life where I stopped drawing. If you see my work, though, you'll never know it. But
that's the
There
secret.
was a point, in my younger years, though, guys, my young teens, where I was trying to be more into sports, more into the girls, I stopped drawing. There was a point I literally forgot how to draw.
Oh.
Like, I had to reteach myself from stick figures up.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was that bad where I'm not going to say I lost the love for it, because I'll never lose the love. It was just, my mind was on other things. So it's like they say, when you don't use it, you lose it. So you figure I didn't draw from one point for 2 years of my life. That's a lot of lost time for an artist.
Yeah.
Let's just say if I never stopped wearing my not toot my own horn, I'm very good at what I do, but I could probably be way better. I could probably be doing things I've always wanted to do if I stuck with it. Like I said, not to say I can't get there now, but my skill set could probably be 20 times better. So, like I said, I would never stop. Never stop.
Right.
There's break periods. Trust me, you get artist block. You can't think of nothing to draw, but there's a difference where if you're doodling and trying, it's never going to go away.
That's all that matters. Keep that
I'm trying to tell
passion.
you from experience, don't stop drawing, no matter what. If this is what you want to do, if this is what you love, people, don't stop. stop. I'm seeing so many videos nowadays that I'm watching of people that inspire me on the daily now, from Kevin Hart to Garen Jones, and to, man, like I posted a video today on my Facebook of a guy in Watts, California,
Mm-hmm.
and he's cooking. I guess he set up a station outside of his home or something, but he's cooking all types of custom, like no grease, but he got like this little stove top thing and cooking this food. And he's saying if you can dream it, you can do it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
get up and do it. So it's all about doing it. You know, no more talk, people. If there's something in your head you want to do, don't talk it. Show and prove. Do it. Get up and go do it. So that's the mindset now for me for the rest of my time of doing this, is just getting up and doing it. So I got these stories I want to get done. I got to get up and do them. You know, I got people that need my talents to get their stories out.
Right.
So I got to get up and do it. And at the same time, those are different because that's on their time. Like, you don't have a story for me, you don't have character descriptions, then I can't create for you.
Yeah. Oh,
but
man.
with my own stuff, I have the ideas. It's just me getting it out of here, out of my head, down to and onto a piece of paper and into a book.
Right.
Or even if it's not the actual book, my thought process right now for a lot of my characters is just putting them in a book of ideas that I could turn around and sell. Like, hey, these are all my individual properties I'm gonna be working on. This is that one. Like, these first few pages for this book, this few pages for that book, and the rest is for that book. I have 3 book ideas I want to get going. So I'll be having one done for the first quarter, sometime first quarter 2017. It'll be dropping. I plan to so pretty much I'm gonna try and drop something every quarter of the new year, except maybe the last quarter, of course, because that's around holiday time. But
yeah, definitely, more people will be eyeing more stuff because of the money.
Right. So and it's not even about the money, but it's also about my time and my family. Holiday time, it gets real busy and hectic. So
right.
It's just like I said, just finding the time, the space, and to create. So, like I said, even if I don't have a book out first quarter, I will have something out first quarter. So if it's just the character development Bible for my 3 books, and it gives you a gist of some of the characters and not all, then that's good enough for me. At least I got something out.
That's actually what I'm doing myself. I'm doing a mixture of an art book and kind of a anthology, but it's interwoven into a story that you kind of wouldn't notice it as being an anthology. But the art book part of it's because it started off as an art book, but I thought these stories are kind of getting longer than an art book would normally have, and there's like a lot of us. I think I'll just combine this and just make it an actual story and just put the 2 together and make it something different.
Right.
But let's see. So was there anything else you might have wanted to plug in?
Not really. I mean, anyone that's listening in wants to see more of my work, what I'm all about, you can follow me on any and every bit of social media at Middleton Empire. My last name with Empire on it, so at MIDDLETONEMPIRE. That's I have a Facebook page. I have Twitter. I have Instagram, Tumblr.
Got them all.
Pretty much, you name it, I'm probably on it at Middleton Empire. So don't hesitate. Likes. Check me out. Like the work. Follow. Whatever you got to do. I'm around. Like I said, 2017. There'll be a lot more to see. It's going to be a lot to see building up to 2017 as well, but definitely 2017 will be a whole lot more. It's definitely original content, but a whole lot more for 2017 and to come from here on out.
Perfect. That is it. The way to do it. You find your drive do what you can to keep the fire ignited and just do your best. Do what makes you happy.
Hey, that's all you can do. And if whatever it is, we're not saying it has to be art. You know, you can be listening to this and be a musician. You can be listening to this and being an athlete. You know, whatever it is your passion. You gotta make that your fuel.
Right.
For every day of getting up, knowing that if you're a football player, you gotta get up extra early to maybe get in some extra reps before your classes, or get a good run in before school. So you're ready for when you get at practice to beat out your competition. Or if you're up and coming singer or rapper, you already know you need to be more than just a talent. You have to be the brand. That's the thing, people. I want y'all to remember. Think of yourself as a brand. Don't think of yourself ever as a product. Because when you think of yourself as a product, that's when you're not going to get a lot of stuff done. Because you're going to be expecting people to do for you or assist you. No, if you're the brand, you're going to do everything yourself. Everything. From the build up to the finished product. So remember, you're a brand. Think of yourself as a brand from here on out. Trust me, I'm living by these words. Like, Middleton Empire is, yes, that's why I put my last name into my brand name, Middleton Empire, because I am the brand. I am Middleton Empire. No matter what, this is something I can pass on to my kids, and they can pass on to their kids, but it all starts with me, Middleton Empire, because I am the brand. So think of yourself as the brand, and you can go a long way.
Thank you very much for setting some time aside for this interview. It's been great having you on here.
Hey, not a problem. I appreciate you having me. Definitely will let it come back, especially when I got some more content to give.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely talk about in the very near future. But yes, if you follow me on that on any of those social media, any of those social media platforms, you will get hints, you get insight for what's to come. So don't hesitate to follow Middleton Empire at Middleton Empire on all social media platforms.
Without a doubt, we'll definitely we'll definitely stay tuned with the updates from you to see how everything's going, and because that's what this podcast is all about. Not only dealing with what's in pulp culture already, but what we're bringing to the table as well as artists. No matter what we do, whether we are musicians, like you said, rappers, singers, artists, writers, whatever we're bringing to the table. This is what the podcast is all about.
Hey, and as it should be.
Oh yeah. And so concludes the interview with Cary Middleton. Special thanks to him for joining us for our first interview for the WhatsApp Odyssey podcast. Links to his stuff will be in the description below, as well as my things. Special shout out to the YouTube creator of the royalty-free track Stepping Along the Sky, Redux. This is one of many episodes where we'll be able to delve into escapism and show not only what many of us can do when we create, when we delve into escapism, but to share our world with you. So until the wind hits our sails yet again, and until we meet again, I will see you on the next podcast. Farewell.